Hello, Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal and Salam to everyone. Welcome to Captain Classes. And today I'm going to tell you about the flight plan for the aircraft. Basically, what is flight plan? Why we require flight plan? Actually, as per your aircraft can fly anywhere, and you can go to by any by you can use any navigational aid and you can go anywhere. But because of this traffic, we need to plan everything, you know and even your aircraft is able to cruise at flight level 420 also. Then also you cannot go to flight level 420 if any traffic is there. So what we do is we try to actually we are planning our flight plan. We plan that okay, this time I'll go, and my destination is this, from here to this time, this destination I'll go, and my flight plan means I'll be going like this, I'll be using these equipments in the flight. I'll be having some, if you are having some problem, because suppose your aircraft is not RVSM equipped, some kind of equipment is not working, so in that case you will not be RVSM, or there is one term which is also known as ETTO, or you can say ETOPS. If your some equipments related to EDTO or ETOPS are not working, then in that case also you cannot do or you cannot go for EDTO operations. So you have to plan accordingly. If in case your EDTO is what? EDTO is extended diversion time operation, means there is a limit that if you are flying overseas with one engine, your aircraft can fly, but there should be some kind of reliability, engine performance reliability. According to that, the DGCA or the regulatory authorities decided that this combination of engine and APU will be able to take the aircraft for some distance or for some minutes. So you have to plan accordingly. Suppose if it is 60 minutes, means you can go to your destination, but in the whole route you should be within the reach of any runway or any airport which is from your route. It should be around 60 minutes or 120 or 100, whatever it is. So if your some important equipment which is which is required for EDTO, if it is not there, then you have to plan accordingly. Means you cannot fly overseas, you have to fly as per the lands, means wherever the land is, so you can fly over lands. So flight plan depends totally upon your aircraft performance and the ATC's traffic. If traffic is more, if you have requested for flight level suppose 380, but there is a traffic around which is also flying at 380 at the same route at around same time, so ATC might say ki you can go down to flight level 360 or go up to flight level 410 if your aircraft is capable of flying 400 410. So these are the things. And how to fill the flight plan? Why I'm telling you flight plan? Because you're not going to fill the flight plan in RTR exam, but it is very important, because flight plan is given in your question paper. If at the top of your question paper there is whatever information is written, that is your flight plan. And every time if you are going from any place to anywhere, you have to refer that flight plan, right? First action of sitting the examination, or while solving the examination paper, you saw the flight plans. What flight plan is, what is your flight plan, what equipment or what all informations are given in the flight plan. So there are so many information which are given in the flight plan, but few of the informations are very important in terms of RTR transmission. Suppose few equipments are not working, or few equipments are not there in your aircraft, so in that case you have to transmit accordingly. For example, if suppose VOR is not there, if your VOR is not there, that means your DME is also not working, or means VOR and DME is co-located. So if VOR is not working, then DME is also not working. So in that case you cannot give your position in terms of DME. You can give your position in terms of nautical miles. There is no problem in that, but you cannot give your position while in DME, because you're not reading DME to give your position. You are just assuming, or you are just approximately trying to give the approximate distance from the your position to the station. So you cannot use DME station. Second thing, while if your aircraft is not having VOR, in that case you cannot give VOR 3-letter code. Okay, so because the VOR 3-letter code is coming, or you're getting that 3-letter code because of your VOR equipment. If VOR equipment is not installed, you cannot get the VOR 3-letter code, or you cannot confirm with the VOR 3-letter code, because if equipment is there, it will receive the information. With the Morse code, we can hear the Morse code signal. With the help of Morse code signal, for every alphabet there is a Morse code, did some kind of this thing. So if it is Bravo Bravo Bravo, so suppose Bravo 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 is did. So for Bravo Bravo Bravo, from 1 Bravo it is did. So for 3 Bravo it will be did with a small pause. So if VOR is not installed, you cannot hear these Morse code, and if you cannot hear this Morse code, you cannot be able to identify your location. So you cannot say suppose if it is 25 DME distance to Bravo Papa Liam in normal, or you can say standard configuration. But when it comes to where your aircraft is not having VOR, so in that case you cannot say if your aircraft is not having VOR, that means DME may not be there. So you cannot say 25 DME distance to Bravo Papa Lima. You can say 25 nautical miles to Bhopal. Bravo Papa Lima is nothing, it is actually Bhopal. So you can give an approximate distance. 25 is the approximate distance. You are not calculating, no equipment is there which is calculating your distance. So you can say 25 nautical miles to Bhopal. Okay. Second thing, while giving your position also, you cannot use Bravo Papa Lima, estimating Bravo Papa Lima 0 to 40 or next Papa Romeo Alpha. You cannot say. In that case also you have to say estimate Bhopal 0 to 40 and next Papa Romeo. No, instead of Papa Romeo Alpha you can say Pratapgarh. So like that you have to say, means there are so many things you have to keep in your mind while seeing your or observing your flight plan, which is given in your question paper. Second thing is wake turbulence category is also given in your flight plan, and this actually, if it affects when your aircraft is heavy or super heavy. If wake turbulence category is heavy, in that case, for every transmission, if your that transmission is between you and the ATC for the very first time, you have to give the frequency plus the wake turbulence category of the aircraft. For example, you are contacting ground. Okay, so you are contacting ground, but for the very first time, for example, you are contacting ground for pushback. So you are saying Delhi ground Victor Tango Alpha Bravo Charlie on 121.9er heavy. So this way you have to say. If it is medium or light, no need to mention. But if it is heavy or super heavy, you have to mention that your aircraft wake turbulence category is heavy or super heavy. So in case of super heavy, you can use super. So you will say Delhi ground Victor Tango Alpha Bravo Charlie on 121.9er super, and then your transmission will, or the message will come like position on stand, so and so, and security checks carried out, person on board 230, information Bravo, and so, whatever you are requesting. So now from now onwards, I'll take you to the flight plan mode. Means I'm switching this mode to the flight plan, the computer mode, and I'll show you how flight plan looks like in original format, and what is the importance and what is the significance of all the where you can fill all the informations. It is very important. Few points are very important to take care of. Otherwise, all everything is just for information, but few things can be asked in the time at the time of examination. Okay, so let's switch on.
So this is the document for referring flight plan or how to fill the flight plan. So you can see here, this is the flight plan. This is the form for the flight plan. But nowadays this is all digital. But if you want to see, if you by chance if you got a copy of flight plan, so this is how it looks. So you can see this part from this black line or the upper portion of this form to this bold black line. This is the first part. From this black line to this second black line, it is the second part, and after this to the bottom of the full form, whatever it is remaining, it is the third part. So totally flight plan is divided into three parts, but we will consider about the second part, which is from point number 7 to point number 18. So first of all, we'll see how many points: 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. All the points are have been described here. And the first point is item number 7, which is aircraft identification. So aircraft identification means the radio call sign. That means if you are flying scheduled flight, if you are having a scheduled flight, then in that case it will be a flight number. Otherwise it will be your registration. Okay, so if it is a scheduled, then it will be a flight number, and if you are not scheduled, then it will be a registration of the aircraft. So let's see how it is the form, the 7 point it is in the form. So you can see the 7 point is aircraft identification. If you, I know it is not very good in quality, but yes, you can make out whether it is 7 point it is, and aircraft identification. So you can see there are a few notches. This is actually dividing this box into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 part. So we have total 7 part, in which we have to write down one letter or alphabet, or you can say number, in each block. For example, if it is Air India 1249, so we'll put A here, B here, dash, or you can say hyphen, sorry, not B, A alpha. Air India, for Air India we have AI, so Alpha India hyphen 1, 2, 3, 4. So Air India 1, 2, 3, 4. If in case if it is non-scheduled flight and you have a flight registration number, so in that case you will write down, or you will put Victor Tango if it is Indian nationality aircraft. So Victor for first, Tango on the next, then hyphen, then Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. This will remain unfilled. So this is how aircraft identification has to be filled. And you can see here the sec 8 part is flight rules and type of flight. So basically we have two types of flight rules, which is one is IFR, it is instrument flight rules, and the other is VFR, which is visual flight rule. But we can use four types of flight rules, or we can go with four types of flight rules, in which one is fully IFR, one is fully VFR, and two other is the combination of IFR and VFR. So you can see in flight rule 8 point we have only one block. So we can put I for IFR, V for VFR, and if you are flying, you are taking you are taking off with IFR rules, but you will in between your flight plan you will change over to VFR. In that case you will put Y, Yankee, in this. So Yankee says that it is first IFR then VFR. Where you are changing from IFR to VFR, that has to be mentioned in this route block. This route block is having around 4 to 5 lines. So you will put where from at where you're changing VFR, you have to put enter that VFR. Suppose from Bravo Papa Lima, which is Bhopal, you are changing Bravo Papa Lima. From Bravo Papa Lima you are changing to it to VFR. Then you will write Bravo Papa Lima Victor Foxtrot Romeo, which is VFR. And if it is you're taking off with VFR flight and then you will change over to IFR, so in that case you have to write Zulu. So same where you are changing your flight rule, it has to be mentioned here. Type of flight. So type of flight is the next point, or you can see we'll go to this point. This is the, you can see here, this is the electronic format of the same flight plan, and you can see here it is also written. Item 8 is IFR, VFR, and IFR or VFR, means IFR changing to VFR. If you are, you can see here, if you are changing any IFR to VFR, you have to be mentioned. You have to mention the point where you are changing in the rules. It is written specifying item 15 the point or points at which a change of flight rule is planned. This is the same point. Item number 15. Let's see what is item number 15. Item number 15 is first cruising route to be followed. Yeah, route to be followed. So route to be followed, you have to enter. So next is uh, type of flight. What type of flight you'll be having? So S, again we have only one block in this type of flight. You can have S, N, G, MX. So S for scheduled air transport, N for non-scheduled air transport, Golf for general aviation, M for military, and X for other. Next we'll go item number 9, which is number. How many aircraft actually flying with that same flight plan? For example, if a prime minister is flying, so as you all know, prime minister doesn't fly with a single aircraft. We have the two fighter aircrafts or fighter jets which will secure or which will take care of the aircraft, around the aircraft they'll take care of. So you can write three, one for your own aircraft and two for the fighter aircraft. Type of aircraft, which type of aircraft it is? We have Boeing, Airbus. In Boeing also we have so many type of aircraft. So that for to filling this part we have to go to ICAO document. And ICAO document you can find out your search. You have to search your aircraft, and you can as per your aircraft the codes will be written. See, Boeing Stratofortress, it is Bravo 62. Boeing Business Express, it is Bravo 712. If it is 737 A-800, it will be 7B738. So likewise we have to fill. You can see 4 blocks in the hard copy, or in the previous format of the flight plan, also having notches to divide that block into 4. Next is wake turbulence category. A few people have been were asking me what is wake turbulence category. So yeah, you can see from here that H for heavy. This is the wake turbulence category, and again we have single alphabet or single block for it. So light, medium, and heavy. Light for aircraft maximum certified takeoff mass of 7,000 kgs or less. Medium for 7,000 to 1 lakh 36,000 kgs, and heavy for more than 1 lakh 36,000 kgs. Next is equipment. This is very important. It's very important because this equipment is having 2 blocks. You can see here 1 and 2. This is for radio equipments, and this is for ADC transponders. So equipment you can write down in this. If you are having standard equipment, means VHF, VOR, and ILS, you can put S. If you're having any of these, or whatever aircraft, whatever equipment you are having, you can select or you can mark that particular equipment's alphabet or category. So you can see here, S for standard means you have VHF, VOR, ILS, but also I have ADF, so I'll put tick on ADF. So in this case, if you're writing it, then you can see Sierra, comma, Foxtrot. That means standard plus ADF my aircraft is having. So you can put here. And for mode C, we have AB, AB and S. Basically, generally we use only ABS. A for mode A transponder, and B for mode, sorry, not B, C, mode A, C, and S. And so A for mode A transponder, C for mode C, which gives altitude plus identification, and mode S for aircraft. This you can see here, including both pressure, altitude, and craft identification capabilities. One or more of the descriptor presented in the table below to show to describe the serviceable surveillance equipment capability on board. So you can put here whatever your transponder your aircraft is having. So A only, C normally, S is ID and pressure altitude. If you're having any enhanced surveillance capability, you can add H, pressure altitude plus ADSB, then you can yes, add E. So likewise it is. For ADSB also we have so many categories. Instead of transponder, you can also put ADSB if your aircraft is having ADSB. Then we'll go to the next part, which is a departure airdrome. So departure airdrome, basically again we have four blocks in that. So you can put ICAO forward location indicator. We have to find it on the ICAO document for location indicator, and you'll put according to your station from where your departure, and you have to write down your station's four-letter code on that block. If your air station is not mentioned in ICAO doc, especially for that you will enter this Zulu Zulu Zulu. That means that you don't know the. That means the cow has no location indicator for this airdrome, and information about this again has to be entered in the 18th block, which is 18th number is other information. The additional information you can put in the 18th block. So you have to add 18th block on in the 18th block. Then comes departure time. So departure time means estimated chunk of time. It should be in UTC. So you'll put departure time. You can find it on your question papers also. If you have any time encountered a question paper for RTR exam, the time it is written is the departure time for departure time for the aircraft scheduled departure, when at what time you will chalk off. And next is cruising speed. Cruising speed can be given in three formats. One is kilometer per hour, knots, and the third one is true Mach number. If you're giving a kilometer per hour, then you have to write kilo and followed by four figures. So example is kilo 0830, that means 830 kilometer per hour. Knots is November 0485, that means 485 knots. If you are saying Mach number, then Mach, M for Mach, and followed by three numbers. So basically in Mach it will put only three numbers. So that means Mach 0, correction, 8.2, 08.2 you can say. Okay, and next is level, at what level you will fly. So again, level for level also we have flight level, altitude, uh, S. I have to check for S what does it means. VFI is usually set for VFI. We are using VF 3000 feet, and I have to check whether I know of FA and feeds also, but SM is new. I haven't heard. If anyone knows about it, then please comment down on the video. Okay, and first of all, we'll not get any S or M. We'll get F or A. Either you'll be flying in flight levels or you'll be flying in altitude. So you have to add according to, you can, whatever the flight level you're getting is the same flight level you have filled in your uh, flight plan. Then ATS route. The next is ATS route. I have already covered this. I'm not going to tell this thing about this thing again. So ATS route I'm not going to tell. I've already covered this in the next or in the previous my videos. Then Destination aerodrome, again the destination aerodrome, for destination aerodrome again you have to find out the ICAO document, and ICAO document location indicator if it is given for the specific aircraft, sorry, specific station, then you have to write down the 4-letter codes of the station. Otherwise, if it is not in the ICAO doc, then you have to write down Zulu 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 and specify the information in 18 block, which is the other information. Next is destination total EET. It is the between the takeoff and the estimated time at which the expert IFR flights. This is the total EET, estimated elapsed time after airborne you will reach your destination. So this is the EET, alternate aerodrome. Again, you have to write down the alternate aerodrome by seeing the location indicator. Now endurance, you have to full sorry, not the endurance, the other information. You have to fill all the other information. If you are having any kind of suppose this is a relief flight, then you can put here. If it is a survey flight, you can put here. If it is a search and rescue flight, you can put here. And other information also related to your type of aircraft, not the type of departure aerodrome and departure, destination aerodrome. If it is 0000, you have to put the other information. You have to give the information of the destination and departure aerodrome in the other information block. And again, one very important point which is not mentioned in this, if the type of aircraft is also not mentioned in your ICAO document, then you can use Zulu 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 Zulu, and the other information should be, or the additional information or related information of the aircraft should be filled in the other information block. Endurance, the fuel on board, your how much time, it's not required. This is the most important parts. Yes, and if you are having equipment only V, so we can see here equipment V says that you are having only VHF on board. Let's find out. If you are putting V, that means you are having very high frequency radio telephony. So you are having VHF only, then in that case you are when you are giving your position, when you are giving your estimates, you cannot use MOS or the identifier for VOR and NDBs. So if you are saying Bravo Papa Lima while giving your position or estimates, in this case you cannot use Bravo Papa Lima, you have to say Bhopal. And also, if while giving a position, people are saying 25 DME distance from Bravo Papa Lima, but in a V category, means V, when you are having only V, in that case you have to say 25 nautical miles to Bhopal, because you don't have DME also, you don't have VOR, then you cannot see VOR 3-letter code and the DME distance. So if you're not getting DME distance or the distance to the station from the DME equipment, you cannot use DME while giving your position. So I hope you understand this whole international flight plan thing, and if you have any queries.
So you have seen all the information, all the flight plans, whatever the flight plans topics are, means all the blocks are there, what how it is filled, and what all you can fill in that particular block. For example, if you are filling type of aircraft and departure aerodrome, destination aerodrome, so everything have been explained. So in case just for part 1, two things are very important. Already I've told you that wake turbulence category and the equipment installed in the aircraft. Basically, there are two types of options we are getting. One is Sierra, which is standard. That means everything is installed. Nothing you have to worry about. Nothing means the standard, whatever formats I have been using, you have to transmit like that. But if it is V, you have to just keep in your mind that I cannot use DME distance, I cannot give the VOR code or NDB's code, I have to pronounce full name of the ADF station or the VOS station. For other than that, if in case of part 2 or you can say part 1 also, sometimes in question number 5 they ask you what is in flight plan, what is point number 18? So point number 18 is other information. So just keep in your mind, other information is very important, because this is the point where we are putting all the different information, like for example departure aerodrome. If departure aerodrome is not given the ICAO, destination aerodrome is not given the ICAO doc, and type of aircraft is not mentioned in the ICAO doc, so all the information are putting in the other information block. So this is very important. And if departure aerodrome is not mentioned in the ICAO doc, what to be filled, Zulu 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 Zulu. And if departure and destination same, Zulu 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 Zulu, and the type of aircraft is not mentioned, then also what to be filled, Zulu 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 Zulu. And one more important point is, for example, flight rules. I have mentioned in the flight plan section while I was discussing the flight rule. If it is I, no problem, V, no problem, but if it is Y and Z, it is very important, because there are so many chances. There are about 120% chances that question will come from that point, because they want to know whether you have understood your flight plan or not properly. Because if it is written Y, that means you have to change your flight rules from I to V, and at the particular time which is written in the route block, you have to read the route. Wherever it is written VFR, you have to change IFR to VFR. So suppose Bravo Papa Lima, suppose route is Whiskey 20 South, Bravo Papa Lima, Whiskey 38 November Papa, then Whiskey 10, and so and so. But if flight rule is Y, so that means I is first IFR, then VFR. From where we have to change to VFR, we have to find out by route. So we'll see the route. If it will be written Whiskey 20 South, Bravo Papa Lima, VFR, and for VFR we cannot go beyond flight level 150. The flight level should also be given. So suppose Whiskey 20 South, Bravo Papa Lima, Victor Foxtrot Romeo, which is VFR, and then flight level 110. So the question will definitely gonna come at at Bhopal, means you are flying at Bhopal, take action. So generally people will see, okay, I am at Bhopal, nothing has to be done, because I am at the VOI station. Over the VOI station I have to give my position. But no, you are going wrong. That is the point where you have to change your IFR into VFR, and also your flight level to whatever flight level it is. If it is 270, 280, or whatever it is, you have to come down to flight level 110. Up to Bhopal it is normal, but now at Bhopal, from now onwards, you have to change your flight rules and your aircraft level to VFR, and according to flight level VFR, we have to come down to flight level 110, whatever it is written. Normally the maximum flight level you can fly in VFR is 150. So at Bhopal you have to request ATC, give your position normal, give your position, give your estimates. At the end of your message, just add request VFR and flight level 110. As you say this thing, you're getting 100% marks. This is the point, because this is very important. If IFR VFR is not given, if it is Y or Z in case of flight rules, then you have to take this action. It is very important. So like that, this is the thing. And wake turbulence category, for every contact with any ATC, first contact with any ATC unit, you have to mention that your aircraft is heavy. So if you are not giving heavy, you are not saying heavy to any ATC unit, you are going to deduct few marks. Not a big amount, means 2-3 marks, but yes, 1 marks or something like that, the examiner is going to deduct. So these are the points I want to share, because I know so many people are having exams from tomorrow. So I want to share this information. It is very important. I cannot use my board, because you can see I'm not at my place, I'm somewhere else, so I cannot use my board. Otherwise I could have done it very in a proper way. I hope this way also you have understood all the uh, things, and I try to be online while this video is published. So if you have any queries, you can ask me, you can uh, comment me anytime. I'll be live at that time. So if this video publishes on time, I hope it publishes on time, otherwise I might be sleeping, so I'll try my best. Anyways, all the best to all the guys who are appearing for RTR exam. I try to put more information. If you have any queries, just message me. I'll put you on group, WhatsApp group, and we can share all the informations whatever I have, or whatever the people joined that group have is having. So you'll be getting beneficial of that. So I hope this kind of this information is beneficial. This idea of making a separate group for all the RTR people who are appearing for RTR exam. If you like this, please comment down, please support this channel, because if you support this channel, I'll get motivated. I'll try to put more and more videos, and I know I have taken a lot of time from my last video. I have not uploaded a specific video on RTR from around 1 month. So I'll try to be regular, but sometimes things doesn't go in your plan. So this is the results. Anyways, I'll try to be regular on YouTube channel. Till then, please take care of yourself. Be positive. If you fail anytime, don't worry. It's not a Kumbh Ka Mela which it comes after 4 years. Every 2 months you are having exam. Just keep you motivated. Give exam until you clear the exams. And please take care. Till then, fly high and subscribe Captain Classes. Thank you so much. Good day.